So yeah, the Lego Movie 3. When it was announced, I was like, great, another video game cash grab, only this time made by the Minions team. And when the cast got announced, I was like, what were you people expecting? Although I was not expecting Miyamoto to probably announce it'll be a Marvel star playing his creation instead of the guy who's been doing Mario's voice for 27 years. But okay. Of course, before I talk about the overall movie, I really need to tackle upon the casting. The most questionable without a doubt was Chris Pratt as Mario. Now, don't get it twisted, I have nothing personal against Pratt. Heck, he's one of the reasons I looked up to Emmett and Star-Lord. But still, I simply don't see how a moody, wisecracking boomer's raspy voice fits a jolly, happy-go-lucky role model for kids in any way. And compare this in some ways to Sonic being played by Roger Craig Smith, a good actor playing an iconic video game character whose voice simply doesn't fit their caliber. And no, Sonic fans, I don't care if he used a deeper voice in a later game, it still doesn't sound right. Another actor who also felt kinda off was Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. Now, I'm not against DK talking, especially since he could always talk. And of course, conceptually, DK having this energetic, raspy voice isn't that far-fetched. But the problem is, Seth Rogen never changes his voice. Never. Everyone else goes from decent to stupendous. Charlie Day as Luigi doesn't sound that bad, but I still would have preferred if they stuck with Luigi number 1. That's so cool. Anya Taylor-Joy is surprisingly on point as Peach. I think that's mostly due to Peach not really having done much other than screaming Mario! Plus, look at Joy and Peach side by side and tell me with a straight face they're not twins. Then you got Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, and if you've heard his previous performances, particularly Murray the Mummy from Hotel Transylvania, yeah, no doubt he can pull off the Kevin Michael Richardson playing Kamek with his voice for Viceroy from Randy Cunningham honestly could not have made me happier. And of course, Jack Black as Bowser. Seriously, if you would have told 4-year-old me that the same guy who played Poe would play the main villain of Super Mario Bros. In a movie, I'd be like, huh? Like seriously, who would have thought not only such an insane casting choice, but also how so far he made Bowser the best part of the marketing for this movie. Can we also talk about how ironic is it that Jack Black, who again played Poe, makes Bowser sound a lot like Kai? Yes, I know Kai is by far the weakest Kung Fu Panda villain, but he wasn't outright bad per se. Now onto the movie itself. For negatives, the beginning when Mario and Luigi enter the warp pipe was kinda contrived, but fortunately the rest of the movie moves tightly consistent. Speaking of consistency, why are there so many of these unnecessary pop songs when you already had original scores that not only take from the games, but also blended nicely with the movie? Why is Take On Me playing when Kong Island is being introduced? Okay, now for positives, which are many by the way. Right off the bat, the movie is extremely faithful to the games. Like seriously, how hard is it for movie companies to simply be faithful to the source material instead of injecting the characters into the real world? Here you get non-stop references from way back to the original Donkey Kong for the arcade to Mario Odyssey. How crazy is that? And as I mentioned before, the score, it just slaps. They even included the DK rap. They didn't have to do that, but they did. And I'm so happy for it. And the characters are also nicely done, and surprisingly act like how you'd imagine Mario and Gang to be like. Mario being this acrobatic fighter with a passionate dream, Peach being this quirky yet level-headed leader, Luigi going from the coward of the Mario Brothers to another hero alongside Mario, Donkey Kong being this prideful show-off who gets easily pissed whenever he gets one-upped. So despite not doing much in the movie other than comic relief, he is still that loudmouth loyal sidekick. And let's not forget Bowser. If you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Bowser in this movie, aside from being a genuinely threatening villain, he is a total simp. Not only is it spectacularly entertaining to watch him write piano songs about Peach and everything, but marrying Peach is pretty much his main motivation in the games. He even wanted Junior to believe she is his actual mom. And the cherry on top, Jack Black. He brings so much life to this character. While everyone else is mostly fine, Black was pretty much the best casting choice. And finally, the action scenes. Holy cow, the action scenes! From Mario's training montage of Luigi getting chased by the Dry Bones, to Mario fighting DK Super Smash Bros. Style, to the Mario Kart sequence, I could just go on. So overall, the Mario movie is a fantastic experience. Not only that, this is probably the best Illumination movie to this day. Don't get me wrong, I like the first and maybe second Despicable Me movies, but yeah, that's not saying much now, is it? My score for this movie is an 8 or maybe even a 9 out of 10. If you're a hardcore Mario fan, which isn't me, I'm more of a Sonic guy myself, but if you are, I highly recommend it. If you're just a casual moviegoer, same to you too, especially if you have kids, since at the end of the day, this is still an Illumination movie. But anyway, stay faithful and hopeful.